Hey ladies, I'm happy to be back, and today I'm going to be doing a request that came to me quite a long time ago, and it was more like a suggestion rather than a request, and I thought it was such a great idea. I'm going to be doing one eye with MAC colors, and I chose some that I really like. I'm going to be doing some purple hues to make my brown eyes stand out. And I chose from the 88 Coastal Scents palette really comparable shadows that you can use that are the same basically as the MAC ones, and I'm going to be doing it on this side to kind of compare and contrast the way that both of them work with your eye, the long-lasting power, all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to be doing Urban Decay Primer Potion on both eyes, and for our MAC colors, we have Blanc Type, which is going to be a lid / brow bone inner corner color. We have Beautiful Iris, which is absolutely gorgeous, and it really does make brown eyes stand out and pop, and it's just this really reflective and amazing color. Then Fig 1 is one of my favorite purples from MAC, and then Graphology is just a very deep eggplant purple, so it has a little bit more of a blue tone in it, but it will give us some great depth in the outer V. Now these ones, obviously in the 88 Scents palette, Coastal Scents palette, they do not have names, but for the Blanc Type, I'm going to be using the second one down. For the Beautiful Iris, I'll be using this one way over here. For Fig 1, I'm going to be using the purple down at the bottom. And then for Graphology, I'm going to be using this one that has a little bit more of a blue hue to it. Wow, that's a lot of rhyming. But let's go ahead and get started with Urban Decay Primer Potion. Now I don't want to let this Urban Decay Primer Potion completely dry by just doing one eye and then doing the other, so I'm going to do them at the same time. I'm going to start with the MAC side. I am going to use the brush that I'm dropping. My largest MAC Scenes mop, which is the 1/2 inch, going into Blanc Type, which is that bone color. Going first right in that arch, right in there. Then taking a little bit, going in the inner corner and right across my lash line into the middle part of my lid, and then right underneath. And then when there's nothing there, brush this in a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to use the 272 from MAC, and I'm going to go into that fourth color down right there and do that same exact thing, same exact placement to the other side. Notice I'm needing to grab a little bit more with the Coastal Scents, but I still think it's worth it. Now smaller brushes. I did this look on Sunday, which was yesterday for me, so my Sonia Kashuk brush already has some product on it, but I'm going to use this one for the MAC side, and then I'm going to be using the Merle Norman brush that I have. It's Eyes number 3. I really like this one, but we're going to do the MAC first, so we are going to grab Fig 1, which is that beautiful purple right there, and we're literally going to just put it right here in our outer V, like that. This is our placement brush. We don't need to blend with this brush, so I don't need to try and swirl it up everywhere. I just did a smoky eye consultation with a good friend of mine, and we talked about how she feels when she does her smoky eye, that she gets it everywhere and it just becomes a complete huge mess. Go smaller on your brushes. Do small little things, and then use your blending brush, a clean blending brush, to blend it all up. But don't use the same brush that you use for your dark colors to blend up. Okay, so we're just gonna keep it like that for right now. Now let's take our Merle Norman brush and go over to the one that we'll be using for Fig 1, which is right here, the bottom. Do the same placement. Now with the Coastal Scents, the one thing that I do recommend is that you get some product on your brush, but then tap it off a little bit. There is quite a bit of fallout if you don't tap it out. So just take in, tap, tap, tap. And the fallout just means that particles and the pigment will just come, not the pigment, but the particles of the eyeshadow will come down. Let's tap a little bit. Okay, so there we have it so far. And what I like to do, got both of my blending brushes ready. I like to blend this out. Because these are clean brushes, blending is not a big deal and will not make the product go all over your eye. It'll just beautifully blend what you've already done, which is nice. Okay, so there is one blended eye. Now I'm using Sigma E40 on this side, and I'm using the MAC 224 on the other side. I do not see a huge difference in these brushes other than the Sigma is a little bit more lightweight and it does shed occasionally, but not every time I use it. Okay, so there you are with that. Now I'm going to take, let's see, the same one that I used for my brow color, and then I'm going to grab a clean Maxine's mop. I'm going to go with Beautiful Iris, which is that gorgeous lavender purple. And I'm going to pat it right where the Fig 1 meets the Blanc type. And feel free to overlap just a little bit. I like to go back in with that dark color anyway, so whatever you feel that you've lost by blending or overlaying, we can go back in and fix it. Okay, now on this side, we're going to use the Coastal Scents, and it was the second one down right here. Like I said, get some on, tap it off, and just do a little pat. Now the difference with this purple is it has a little bit more of a pink touch to it, but it's still very beautiful. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to go back in just a little bit with my different brushes. Put a little bit more Fig 1 right in here, just in that outer V. And now I'm going to push it up just a little tiny bit right up here. So let's do some swirls. And then windshield wiper. If you'll notice, I'm only going a certain amount over though. Okay, with your other one, go to that other color. Noticing that the Coastal Scents has more of a red undertone, so this purple has a little bit more pink in it, and the ones that I'm using from MAC have a little bit more of a blue undertone, so it comes more of a deeper blue purple. Both are equally beautiful though. Okay, with this same brush, I'm going to take the dark, and I'm going to start on the Coastal Scents side. This dark one right down here. The darker you go, you really, really, really want to tap off that brush. So get it right on the point. Tap. We just want to create depth. So we're going to go just in the crease right here on the end. One thing that makes this smoky eye very, very creamy is that these are all matte colors. Matte colors can do wonders with a smoky eye. So if you're someone that constantly goes for shimmer or for glitter, not saying that's wrong or anything, but try a matte. See if you like it. Okay, so now we're going to go in with Graphology. Graphology. This one's very pigmented, so just tap a little tiny bit. And just do that same thing by staying in that outer V. And gently push it into the Fig 1. Just like that, okay? I want to make the other side just as deep, so I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And now we're ready to blend a little bit. So remember that I'm keeping these away from each other. And this time, I like the depth that I'm getting in here, so I don't really want to blend that too much. I'm going to concentrate more on where the Blanc type in the brow bone meets the purple. And we're actually going to use another color in between to make sure that these go seamlessly together. Now switch. I like to do circular motions. I love doing circular then windshield wiper motions. There's so many different techniques and so many fun things to do. Just do what works for you and play around a little bit. With a 222 brush, I'm going to take something that's very similar to my own skin tone, if I can get it out, and this is Wedge from MAC. And the reason I want to use something very similar to my own skin tone and something that's very matte is I want this color up here, this very light color with this dark color to blend in seamlessly together. And what you do to do that is you get a brush kind of like this. It's kind of a floofy brush, but it's a little bit more tapered, a little bit more long and thin. And you're going to go right where that purple meets, erring more on the side of the purple, meaning you lean your brush more into the purple than you would up to the brow bone. Okay, this is also a placement brush, so put that right in there, and then we can blend it with our Sigma or the E40 or the MAC, whichever one we're using. But we want a gradient of colors going right up there. Okay, and then the one over here that would be comparable to that is the second one down right here. Okay, so we'll use that one. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I don't want to do yet another brush. I do have another 222. I don't know where it is though. I think it's in my kit. So I'm going to wipe this off completely, and I'm going to use that same 222 and do this side. All right. Now that that's done, pick up your blending brushes. And with a very light touch, so we're just going to use the tip. Just kind of go back and forth in that windshield wiper, back and forth. This one does not need to be blended that much. Now just kind of look at the two and see what you like about one, see what you like about the other. Not that you're really going to be doing this all the time, but, and I'm just gonna put a little bit more of that light color right in here just by patting it in. I just mixed them. I'm sure you'll forgive me. All right, now is the fun part, and I have not done this in a long time, and I love it. I'm going to take the purples from darkest to lightest and go underneath. I like using a small brush for this. So I'm going to use my pencil brush, or you can use your itty bitty baby Maxine's mop. I've just used that on a job though, so I don't have that to use. I'm going to take this Graphology and stay up in the lash line. I don't want this coming down super far. Especially with purples, you don't want to look like you have, first of all, a black eye, nor do you want to look like you have bags underneath your eyes. And so I don't love taking purples super far down. Unless you're going for that look. Why not? Then there are no rules. So Fig 1 is now what I'm doing. And with each one, I just wipe off my brush. Gorgeous, beautiful iris. And then Blanc type. Okay, so there's the bottom of that eye. And just do the same thing to the other eye. Perfect. Now I've already done a coat of mascara on the top. Pardon the extreme close-up, I'm gonna do some on the bottom. And then the lashes that I always use are the Demi Wispies in black. Get them from Sally's Beauty Supply. You can get them online. Oh, something that just happened, which I think happens to everyone. Got a little bit of mascara underneath right there. Instead of wiping it and ruining everything that I've already done, let it dry. I've said this lots and lots of times, but whenever you get dry mascara, it starts to crumble and flake, and it just kind of goes all over the place. Well, it doesn't go all over the place. It just crumbles off and goes off. Same thing will happen to this. I just wait until it's super, 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 super dry, and then I take a dry Q-tip and then just wipe it right off. So it's really nice. All right, I'm gonna go and get my lashes, and I'll be right back with those on. Okay, so there are our demi wispies right there, and this is all dried right underneath here. If you can kind of see where I got that little dot, you see it? So a very dry. You just kind of swirl it, and it's already gone. Okay. Do I have any over here? A little tiny bit. Only thing to be careful with that is that obviously you've already put on some mascara, and so some of the mascara might cling to, or rather the fibers of this might cling to the bottom of those lashes. So just make sure you don't have any that kind of got on there. That way they won't be bothering you throughout the day. But anyway, so I want to give a close-up. There's that eye, and there's that eye. I really like the way both of them worked. This one has a little bit of a deeper pull to it, but it's not that you couldn't take black to this one and then have it look the exact same. So I'm very pleased with how both of them turned out, and I feel like I could walk out the door and not feel like one looks drastically different than the other. So I hope you guys like that, and we'll do a little bit more of a comparison later on. I'm going to be doing greens. I would love to do some blues. I'd love to teach you guys how to do orange without being scared of it, especially those of you that have blue eyes. Oranges are incredible, and I may or may not be decorating for fall already. So I'm bringing out the pumpkins, I'm bringing out wreaths, I'm bringing out all of my fall decor. So I would really like to start getting your Halloween requests in now so that I can start making them. School starts tomorrow. I'm so excited, and so are my boys, and hope you guys are having a great day, a great end to your summer, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.